Hello everyone! I can definitely tell that a lot of people will be wondering about this weird looking guy on their screen right now. I just thought that with me actually looking like I'm talking in this video would make more viewers enjoy and pay attention more to what we're going to discuss. Anyways, let's just jump into the topic. Arataki Itto, the upcoming character in Genshin Impact version 2.3, has a lot of interesting things to talk about from different aspects. First one being his overall appearance, which looks hugely compelling, his unique gameplay shown in the previous 2.3 livestream, and also his backstory or lore provided in the in-game side of Inazuma. A very hyped character indeed, right? He's a strong looking character that wields a mace when he does elemental burst, and the only guy who actually cares about his own hair by combing them every second. There's definitely nothing wrong with him, right? Right? No, there's just something wrong with him. Remember when I told you that his appearance being very compelling and him being strong looking? That was a lie. In fact, it is a lie shown by what we're seeing right now. I mean, forgive me for being such a critical person that looks at every single thing wrong with this game, but you don't even have to be that critical to notice the weird difference Arataki Itto has between his official 2D art and 3D model. There is definitely a reason why people have been talking less about how they're going to pull Itto and more about how Itto is being mistreated. There is a huge reason why people are starting to move their interests towards other unreleased characters like Shena and Yunjin. The fact that this one single problem alone could make an impact on a lot of people's perspective is indeed a sign to another bigger question about Genshin Impact. And sure, we'll talk about that question later in the video, but for now, let me explain why we should be concerned about Itto's design. Arataki Itto's design inconsistency between 3D and 2D is located on the shape of his body, especially on his entire torso and set of arms. Now, this may sound a bit subjective, but judging from the size of his torso and arms, you can clearly tell that this is a very muscular body. In fact, you can also compare them with the size of his head. Pretty buff, is he not? This entire visual alone left a long-lasting mark on people seeing it. And of course, the majority of people will already tell that he shows himself as a whole different kind of character, considering all the adult males that we've seen in the game playable so far are the ones looking slim and not very muscular. But this is not true according to his in-game model. Everything, and I mean everything about this model screams recycled. Same old base model we've been seeing characters like Diluc and Zhongli use. The only difference? His 2D drawn abs, probably? Even his set of arms look definitely untouched by the developer. As some of people may have said it, basically a guy with noodle arms. This is the very inconsistency that is hurting Arataki Itto's design, and to conclude with what we've seen from his 2D and 3D models, it's almost misleading. Is it the 2D artist's fault that this happened? No, absolutely not. In fact, it was a wonderful piece which showed that Genshin has an amazing roster of unique characters all over Teyvat. What is sad to see here, however, is the result of his 3D manifestation in the 3D in-game world where the real business of the game takes place. It's really giving me the impression that MiHoYo is starting to show their lazy side of in-game implementation. It's weird because all these times, the characters that got released before look so spot on with how they look in their respective 2D art. This is a matter of putting expectations against reality. People were expecting something and MiHoYo didn't manage to deliver. So, that was what I had to say about Itto's problem, but now we finally get to ask ourselves, does this mean that what happened to Itto will happen to others as well? Will MiHoYo actually revolutionize the way we see characters as merely those with recycled base models? What if there's no future for characters with unique body type other than the ones we've had before? Well, the answer is still shrouded in mystery, at least for now. Because while we're still seeing Genshin with only a few character types we can play, MiHoYo is still known to have such incredible power in implementing various characters with different shapes and sizes. Take Honkai Impact 3rd for example. The game is currently growing its roster with much more unique characters like Elysia and Mobius. In fact, the entire cast is provided with different basic animations and body types. Honkai Star Rail, which recently started their first beta, also showed us different kinds of characters with their attributes. I mean, sure, each game is handled by different studios, but how is Genshin Studio supposed to be the exception among those two amazing games I mentioned? Regardless, if MiHoYo continues with this type of implementation for Genshin Impact, I don't really know if the game is going to feel as unique as we're feeling right now. And for those with the argument that we should give MiHoYo a break just because they're making a free-to-play game, that we all should be grateful for what they've given to us all these times, that we either take Itto or leave him. No, I really doubt that MiHoYo would just get away by giving half-baked products when they get massive amount of revenue every character banner. It just doesn't make sense to take certain things like this for granted in this game. Itto could have been a character with a body and shape we've never seen before, which believe me when I tell you that it does help with designing his character even better and more interesting. A game, no matter how small or big, should at least be able to meet the player's expectations, especially when they try to drip market their characters every time. But yeah, that's only my opinion regarding the issues of Arataki Itto and how it brings a bigger concern to light. If there's any thoughts you'd like to add about this topic, let me know in the comments. As always, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and see you next time.